case some of you are checking in here, I've got a I've had a problem tonight, much like the problem I was having last night, and I just am trying to figure out what the problem is, and I may have solved it, but I don't know. And if you're watching this, you're simply, don't even try to join me because it's a waste of your time. I'm just trying to figure out what it is that's happening here and how I am going to um, have solve this problem. So it's a pain in the ass, and it has to do with the fact that I changed and went to another system. Uh, Went to another operating system, and but now it seems to be working okay, and I have no idea why, and I'm going to leave this thing running for a while so that I can see why. But unfortunately, uh, none of the programming is going to be on tonight. Okay, so. God, I'm just exhausted. This just totally exhausts me. But anyway, um, I'll tell you what I am going to do. Um, if you want to test this with me, we'll just let this go for a while and see if it works out okay. So, the Zoom is open. If you want to try and call me just to test this thing out, and then we can see what happens, you would be a great help to me at this point if you would do that. Okay. Let me see here. Here we go. Here's Alan. Okay. Let me just admit Alan and see what happens here.
Well, we got you and me.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I want to
Ed
see if,
still is on the phone.
huh? I want to see if for a while this doesn't. See, I changed the cameras. I traded them off.
Okay.
That's the best way I can explain it.
You're
Uh,
in sync now.
but well, you see me in sync because obviously, yeah. But it's what people have got to. Where I go out of sync is when I go to this camera, and I'm not
Okay.
out of sync now. You know, so
I
we'll
I tried like three times getting on, and
yeah,
Charlie just told me you ended it
yeah, yeah.
because of technical. But I'll sit here and help you with your technical.
Well, I mean, it's just a matter of us just doing this for a while and seeing how long it takes for this to, uh, you know, to like plug itself up and see if it gets stuck.
Did
And
you do?
so
You
far,
were
it's
talking
not.
about last night rebooting the computer. Did you do that?
I did that today, yeah, but I think that it may have something to do with the cameras got switched back and forth, and I think if I changed that, it seemed like it was the zoom that was causing a problem. But now
Hmm.
I'm not having a problem at all.
I was
So
on a Zoom meeting a couple hours ago. Obviously, different things, but no problems there. So
yeah, yeah, um, you know, it's just it's just very frustrating, you know.
I'm sure. I
And
hate when computers
and
don't work right.
my mind has been kind of fudgy lately, especially since
I
I.
don't know who you were telling somebody. I guess last night's interviewee.
Hmm.
You were telling him about all the problems you went through with your iPad. I thought buying an Apple product was supposed to be easy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That would have pissed me off.
Well, they said that I had to have an appointment. I mean, I have to have an appointment to spend money with you? You know.
I mean, I've had the only smartphones I've ever had are iPhones, and I was thinking about getting the newest iPhone, but listening to your story last night, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just stay. I have an iPhone. I don't know what it is. 11, I guess.
Yeah. Anybody else who wants to call, if you're watching this,
I'll send Charlie a message because he thought it was done, and so let me send him a message
yeah,
here.
send him a message, and let me just test this to see how many people it takes for this to screw this thing up. If it doesn't, then I think I may have solved the problem. But
Okay, I sent Charlie a message here, and let's see. It says we are on. Call in.
yeah, but I was so frustrated by this that I didn't want to go ahead and do a show because it was just going to bother me. Now I need people to
Well,
come on.
I watched you. I watched the last 15 minutes of you and Stephen Pearl, and it's probably pre-recorded. But anyhow, then I was listening to your monologue, and yeah, you were definitely off sync. And
Yeah.
then I saw you and Charlie and somebody else, and I thought, okay, I can get on now. And it
Okay.
canceled out the meeting twice. I rebooted my computer just
Yeah.
to see if it was on my end.
Here comes Charlie.
Good. Yeah, he
and
just saw my message.
and let me see. If I'm not, apparently I'm not going out of sync here. Let me just turn my camera on here so you people can see it. See, I'm not out of sync now. Now I seem by switching the Zoom camera over to the other camera and the other camera, somehow it changed
Wow.
things. Huh? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's working. But this is we won't post this show tonight. Forget it. You know.
At least you probably resolved it. Obviously, do you know what you did
Well,
to resolve
we'll
it?
see. I mean, if we keep talking like this, and anybody else who is watching who wants to call, just
Let's
Zoom
see who
us.
else I have. We can bring in Mike. No, I'm kidding.
You
Please,
just like
I-
punching buttons.
Huh?
Yeah,
You just like punching buttons.
I do.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But,
And he's, he's a nice guy, and he punches back, and I like that. So
well, I think most people gave up on me. See.
no harm, no foul. We're
Yeah,
we're
I
talking
was-
about Mike, whatever
Yeah,
his name is. On the
But
other
what
stuff.
I'm doing here now is I think it had something to do. I thought it had something to do with the fact that I was streaming and recording at the same time, and that caused it to plug up. Now it looks like what it was is somewhere along the line, the camera that goes to the Zoom was interchanged with the one that doesn't go to the Zoom. I mean, I don't know how to explain this to you exactly, but somehow they got switched out, and I just switched them back
At least.
so that it seems now like there isn't a problem. So I'm as
so far, no problem.
so
Yeah,
far,
it's
and let's
working
go
now.
to the camera. See, folks, this is the camera that was going out of sync, and it's
And the
not.
only person I can get a hold of here on not instant messenger, whatever the hell it's called, messenger, was
Yeah.
Charlie. So.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Phil, if you're watching,
Yeah, he. I was actually talking to him when the screen opened up just a few minutes ago. So
yeah,
I told him goodbye.
yeah. But so we could use a few more people in here for me to put strain on the Zoom to see if it screws up the thing here. But I think maybe I may have solved the problem. But I thought I solved the problem today, and I didn't. So what can I say?
I mean, you look good. You're in sync.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me.
It's okay. You have our permission.
Yeah. Let me see here. Anybody else want to join us? Jeff, if you're watching, well, Jeff's probably not watching now.
He was on earlier. Him and Charlie were the only two I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the only two on.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I thought, well, now I can get back on, and it wouldn't let me in.
Yeah.
I
But
tried the browser. I tried rebooting the computer. I got a fast computer, and so it takes about 30 seconds for a full reboot.
yeah. Well,
And then-
I'm beginning to think that maybe the problem was having this one camera on one side because it seemed like whenever it was Zoom that was making me freeze up.
Mm.
And these two, I don't know, who knows? But I switched cameras.
And now it works.
Zoom is working. I have two cameras here. Okay,
Yeah.
one is for Zoom and one is for just the shot of me, the single shot of me. And the reason I do that is because I can't have one camera serving both. You get what I'm saying? Otherwise, one goes blank and the other doesn't. Somewhere in the big chin. Whoops,
This is
hold
GABNet,
on.
the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its
That I pushed the wrong button there. There we go.
Yeah, that happens.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Let me see here. What? Oh, there we go. And there we go. And somehow it was having problems here too. Oh well. Let me see if I brought in Stephen Pearl. There he is.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. The
Let's
presence
go back.
that is the
Go
one.
back to the panel. Okay. Well, whatever. Hey, if
Oh,
you-
I didn't realize that Stephen Pearl was so against getting his COVID shot.
I don't think he was against it. I just think he's lazy.
Yeah,
It
that's what
was-
sound like me.
Obviously, a big time stoner.
Oh,
No.
oh, no question about it. You know, I have to say that I know certain people who do a lot of pot. Okay, and they do it to the extent that I have to almost say, I think they've got a problem.
Yeah.
Just like I would say somebody had a drinking problem or someone had any other kind of problem. I think that you can use it and you can do it in a really decent way and to a decent amount, but then you don't. Like Marjorie, she comes home, she takes a drag off a joint. But she doesn't wake up in the morning and do a joint and then go to work and do a joint,
Right.
And I know people that do pot like
You know
that.
you were talking with him about passing around the joint. You probably wouldn't want to do that in the age of COVID.
No.
Well, I saw an interview with Bill Maher in which he was on with Jimmy Kimmel saying somehow we are worried about catching COVID, but we will pass a joint around. Hey,
Kevin last night talked about the people afraid to touch the voting machine, and then he rehashed. I mean, talked about it again on Jack's show, and these are like I said, I think I said it on your show. These are the same people that'll walk up to somebody and say, "I got an emergency. Can I borrow your smartphone?" And they give it to them. They put the number in. They get the phone up against their face. I mean, how stupid are you?
well, my question is, how safe are we now that we've had the vaccine? I know somebody who's had the booster, who came down with it.
Well,
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
It's gonna be. It'll be. Well, I don't know. It depends on what the FDA says tomorrow.
And
But
what seems to be the case is, yes, you can still get COVID. The
Yeah.
answer is it's not going to kill you.
Right.
Okay, that's the difference.
yeah,
And
that's right.
and I think
So
that's
the idea of the first idea of the first 2 doses was to keep you out of the hospital and keep you
Yeah.
from dying.
yeah.
And that's really what vaccines do. I mean, Stephen Pearl is totally lost on his. He got sick 2 years ago, and that was COVID. So now we know who patient 0 is. I mean, I know it was bullshit, but it just sounds funny. My sister said to me when COVID came out, she says, "Oh, I think we got it." My brother-in-law had flown in December of 2019, came back with flu-like symptoms. She got it, and so they got it. That's before it really hit the country. And I'm like, so, okay, so it happens to be cold and flu
They may
season.
not have gotten it.
Yeah.
Probably did not.
They probably did not.
But a lot of people get it and don't know it.
Well, that's fine, but
Yeah.
I'm in that age group that it'll kill me.
We're all in that age group, all 3 of us.
I
I got comorbidities. I'm fat and I have asthma. So
Well, the problem is we're in that age group where other things might be serious and we can't get access to a hospital because all these idiots that won't get vaccinated are taking up space.
yep, pisses me off to no end.
Yeah. Let me
So
just
you
say-
have a heart attack or a stroke or a broken leg, wait in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if
They're
another
actually-
toe goes bad?
There was something in the news today that Idaho is going to start rationing medical care because they've been overrun, and they got approval from their courts that you only save the people that are younger and are healthier. And that I mean, that really sucks for the doctors and stuff. It sucks for the patients, but it's I mean, it's one of the states that's got the lowest vaccination rate. This is what happens, you stupid idiots.
Well, I mean, right now in California, they're having a real surge.
Really?
And
Where?
the question is why? You know?
Well, the surge is not in like the Bay Area or in LA. The positivity rate is like around 2% in both places. It's come way down.
You know,
Yeah.
ever since we lost our governor, we don't get our daily totals anymore.
And we
This
don't
new
get 'em
governor
either.
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's right. I look them up.
Well,
you know,
yeah, but it's very hard to find the state numbers. You know, like what is the I want to know what the percentage is, so I know if it's okay.
Oh, in New York.
I want to
yes.
know what the temperature is going to be tomorrow, so I know whether to wear a jacket or not. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to know what the more the rate is of infection out there, so I know how much where to wear a mask and not wear a mask. If I hear it's high, I'm wearing that mask
All the
before I
time.
even leave the house. You know.
I think overall, from what I know about it, I think you're pretty safe outside, unless you're in a crowd. And of course, I don't know what Harlem's like, but in Manhattan, in the financial area of Manhattan, it's there's 80 people on a corner waiting to cross. So
Yeah, all the
I
while.
would be wearing a mask there.
Well, do you think we're getting a little too loosey goosey with this whole thing now? I mean, you look at these football games this weekend, and they're jam packed, and
I think people are letting the guard down
aren't
too
we
early
just being
again.
a little too loose with this whole thing? You know.
Yep.
Especially with all these anti-vaxxers. I mean, no, if everybody was vaccinated, I wouldn't worry about it.
And I hate to say this, but if the only thing that makes a difference to you about whether you're worried about this or not worried about this is that you want to be able to go to a football game, then fuck you. You know, I mean, there are more important things in life, like life itself.
Absolutely.
You know, and it bothers me. It just bothers me.
I wish, in some ways, I wish the president could just order it. Everybody's got to get one.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to live here, you want to travel, you want to renew your license, your passport, your whatever. You want to be able to go to a ball game or whatever. You've got to get it.
Yeah. There's no question about it.
But unfortunately, our government's not set up that way.
Yeah, I just noticed I froze up there for a second, but it was
You're off sync. You're out
what?
of sync.
Yeah.
what I'm
Out
off
of sync a little bit.
I think that's with you guys. Here, I'm not out of sync.
You're back in sync.
Well, you're back
Yeah,
now.
well,
You're
yeah,
back now.
yeah. It froze up a little bit. And then it let go again. I think that it may have had something to do with Zoom more than I'm worried more. See, about this picture of me, because this is the one that was freezing up. This is the camera that was freezing up, and we've been going for quite a while now, and it's absolutely peachy smooth. as it
Well,
were.
Down Detector claims that it's been pretty choppy on Zoom.
Oh, really?
The past couple hours, yes. So
Hmm.
we may be actually having a Zoom problem.
Yeah, well, what I was worried about was this camera suddenly getting all jammed up, but it seems like it's fine now, you know? Now watch, I'll do this tomorrow night and it'll get all, right?
Have
That's,
you updated the software on the cameras that you own? I mean,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, whenever they
You
say
sound like you're
so,
on top of
whenever
things
they
like
say so, but, I don't have anything to, I don't need to do it.
Okay.
These cameras are these are the 4K cameras that who do you call puts out
Logitech.
Logitech.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I got the one that Phil recommended, the 920 or whatever.
Well, the
it is.
920s are fine. They're all fine. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
look at Charlie.
I don't
I
need
don't know what
4K.
he's using, but he looks fine. You
I
know,
got the 920.
it's just
Yeah,
I've
he
got.
got the same thing.
It's
We were
just this
talking
thing
about
is
it when his
very
camera
high
went out.
definition. These cameras, so you know, I use them for this.
For a Zoom meeting, this works.
Hey, come on,
Totally.
folks! Somebody else. I want one more person in here. I want to put a strain on the system, okay, to see if it works or not. I-
Charlie, text somebody. Who do you know that would join the show?
Well, Brian maybe Brian Neary, but he
How
hasn't.
about Robert Natali? No, just kidding.
we haven't
So-
heard from Brian this week. Is there a reason? Anybody know?
He's been posting on Facebook, though.
Yes, he has been.
Yeah.
He's not out of town according to Facebook.
Well, you know, whatever. You know, I'm
Do you
down
think
to.
Robert Natali will apologize to you and come back on the show?
I doubt it. I don't think it's in his DNA.
The unfortunate thing is he's a smart guy.
He's a
you know?
smart guy, but I think he has some ego problems. You know,
Bully problems, I think.
the
is what
bully
it is.
problems. Yeah,
Yeah,
could
whatever. I don't know.
be. You know, I didn't.
I
do-
let a lot of stuff just blow off my back.
well, I mean,
and-
if I did something wrong, then I would feel bad about it. But I didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Right, you didn't do anything wrong. I agree. He was totally out of line.
Yeah. So I don't make a big deal of that. Well, folks, come on. I know there are 8 people watching, 2 of which are you
so-
guys.
Yeah, well, it wasn't being broadcast on YouTube.
Huh?
It wasn't being, before you came on, I'll look again, but
Well,
on
no,
YouTube.
it is being broadcast on YouTube now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I got it on YouTube first before I called in.
Right.
Yeah, let's see. The Ramble. Here we are. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it is now
Yeah.
on YouTube.
See?
Earlier it
And
wasn't.
it looks great. And then if I go to my other camera, this is the one that I was out of sync on. And you know, we're doing Zoom and we're doing all, you know, recording and streaming at the same time. And
Were you out of sync before
Hmm?
you got on Zoom?
What?
Were you out of sync?
Yeah, no.
before
When
you
I
got on Zoom?
was doing the show tonight, and I went on, and I suddenly went to Zoom, and people were calling. All of a sudden, I started going out of sync. All right. So what I did when I finally signed off and said goodbye, see you later, get lost. I then switched the cameras out, so the one that was doing Zoom was now doing the switcher, and the other one was doing the Zoom. And once I did that, it seemed to solve the problem. So,
Hmm.
who knows?
Are
Okay.
these both on the same strip? Like a USB strip or something?
Yeah, but they're on a strip in which it's the only 2 things on that strip.
Hmm.
Okay.
So that should make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Wow, that's
that should
weird.
be fine. Well, no, I don't think it was that. I think what it was when I switched over to this new operating system, somehow the cameras switched themselves out, I think, is what happened.
Weird.
Yeah. And
Did you load Capture? It's Logitech's.
yeah,
You
yeah.
can adjust the camera.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
I have,
free program.
I have another program that does it
Okay.
as well, that I use. Yeah, but no, I do have Capture.
Okay,
but-
it works good for me to try and get things
Yeah, but you only have one camera to deal with.
right.
You know, I have
That's
2
right.
cameras to deal with here. One, as I say, for Zoom, and one for what we call OBS, which is the switcher. And
Uh-huh.
if I were to try and get the same camera to work on both, they have a very hard time doing it.
Hmm.
So, you know, but I'm not freezing up at all. Look, folks, if you can see me, I'm not freezing up. I'm not out of sync at all. So
You have Capture, Charlie?
I may have solved the problem.
It's free if you go to Logitech.com, Charlie, and it allows you.
What would
To,
It's
Use it for?
it's not a great program, however.
Oh,
let
okay.
me warn you that it's not. There's a better one I use called what is it called? I have it right here. It's called it's just called webcam settings, and I downloaded it and I've been using it ever since. And I can
Who made it?
Huh? I don't know who
Was-
made it. I
Oh.
don't know who made it, but I can preset cameras. So when I sign out here, if I would say reboot the machine and everything, I come back, my settings for the cameras are all wrong. So I just click on camera and click on zoom, and it reorients them back to the way they should be automatically. So that's why I like that program.
All right.
But anyway, anybody out there want to just go to gabnet.net, and over on the right hand side of the page you can just click there, and it says click here to zoom, and it will automatically just send you over to us. But I can't believe that nobody else is trying to watch us. Once I went off, they all gave up.
You got a hold of me because I happened to have it still logged on, even though we weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I only came back because Alan texted me or
Yeah.
messaged me.
Yeah.
right.
And somebody probably should call. They don't have to call Jack. Jack knows to turn off the encoder here. This is my fourth day, is it, without taking a pill?
Wow.
You seem last night you were a little lucid, but tonight you seem a lot more together.
Really?
I think so.
That
Really?
may be why the stuff messing up was bothering you so much.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I may try some over the weekend, but I'm trying not to do it because it was throwing me off. Just
Do you have diabetic neuropathy, or do you have neuropathy?
No,
Why were you taking it?
neuropathy,
He has a neuropathy.
not diabetic neuropathy.
Not diabetic, just neuropathy.
Just
Has the pain come back or the numbness come back?
not particularly.
Because there's other drugs on the market that'll treat neuropathy, and
Well, yes, but I can't take them.
oh, okay.
I mean, I tried gabapentin, and it really had a bad effect on me.
Yeah, my roommate is diabetic, and he can't do it either.
Yeah. So, well,
Okay.
we've been going for quite a while now.
Getting older is not for sissies.
Yeah.
Got stomach problems, and I finally got them straightened out by taking enough Prilosec. And my doctor says, "Oh, by the way, I want to do this test, and I want you to stop your Prilosec for 2 weeks. I see no downside risk." Well, the downside risk is I'm going to have a really pissed off stomach
Yeah.
for 2 weeks to do a test that you don't think is really necessary, but let's go ahead and do it anyway.
Oh, what the hell? Let's do it anyway.
Son of a bitch. I got a video conference with him tomorrow. I'm like, the downside risk is I've been on Prilosec for 2 years and it's great. And now I got to take an extra capsule. I'm a big guy.
What's terrible about something like Prilosec, though, that when you first took it, it probably was covered by your insurance,
Still
and
is.
now it's
Now
not.
it's over the counter.
Now
yeah.
it's over the counter, and they also charge an arm and a leg for it. Oh, here's Jeff. Hi, Jeff. How
Yeah.
are you, Jeff?
Cost me $3 a month
Yeah. So
Really?
Jeff,
Where do you get it?
well, through my medical, but I don't take the reason why Kaiser, which I have, still covers it is because I don't take 20 milligrams, which is the over-the-counter amount. I take 40 milligrams,
Oh,
so they cover it.
okay.
It's the same thing. I'm surprised they cover it too.
I think I'm okay now.
I think it sounds like you're okay, Jeff.
Yeah, sorry.
The whole show revolved around you, Jeff. We
Yeah.
wanted to make
Let me just see.
Well, I
I want to make
appreciate
sure the
that.
camera works fine. See, I'm still in sync. Okay, I may have actually, I think, solved the problem until tomorrow night when I go on and I'll be out of sync, right? But here I have everything going and running, and the Zoom, the thing, and and it's all working okay. So, what the hell,
Let me take a guess here. Jeff had a blood draw today. No, you got a boo-boo on your hand.
Oh, yeah. Well, I often take plenty of blood from all kinds of drugs that I take.
The
And,
drugs give you blood.
yeah, whether you want to or not.
All right, good.
It's
Yeah.
part of the life.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking. None of us are young, and we all got to be careful. So,
Oh, gee, look, I bet I can do this. Here's something that I haven't tried in a while. Look at that. See, that's half me. See, and I'm in sync, and everything's fine. See, so.
on this side, you look the same.
Oh well, it's a whole thing. Anyway, it's you know,
The
I mean,
picture looks good for you, Alex.
what?
The photograph of you right now.
The video feed. Yeah,
looks
we were
great.
talking
Video
about
feed.
that. Looks really
You
good.
too. All the pictures are good for everybody.
It could be that I solved this problem. You know, let me see here.
Yeah, everything's good.
Oh wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me do this. I thought I was a little bit out of sync, but oh, this thing isn't going over here. Hold on a second. Let me do that. Okay, and here we go. I'm not out of sync particularly. Just a little, maybe a little bit.
Occasionally.
Nah. No,
No.
I'm not out of sync.
You might have fixed it by switching the
I may have
two
actually.
ports, but I don't understand if they're the only two on that strip, how that could have changed it.
Well, no, it could have just changed it because I mean, this is wacky. I'm running kind of a wacky system anyway. I'm running Zoom and I'm running the switcher, and I can't run both cameras. Yeah, so having one camera be on the other thing, switching the cameras off to run into the two different inputs, could have changed the whole thing, but so I'm the reason I'm doing things like this is I want to see if I'm in sync, and I'm in sync.
You look good, man.
No, and
Looks good. Everybody on this looks
well, here
good right now.
also I'll go over to my camera, and I'll start talking on my camera, even though you guys are there. But you'll be able to see in a few minutes, about a half a minute, me, and I don't think you're going to find me being particularly out of sync at all.
Does this change your sync?
What?
I'm
Well,
doing
I
what you
do this. I do this because it gives me an idea of whether
Oh.
whether I'm in sync or not. But you notice that if you listen to the audio, if you can hear the audio at all, it's
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm fine. So go back there like that.
You'll have your regular crowd tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess I will. We've got about 12 people watching us right now. So
That's because Jeff came on the show.
yeah,
Yeah, I became very, very popular.
very
Absolutely.
popular. Jeff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's just it gets a little frustrating to me, and I couldn't continue with the show not having solved this problem. But it looks like I've solved it. I mean, all the things that could have possibly been causing the problem are in play right now. I'm streaming. I'm recording. I've got Zoom going. I've got Zoom on the air, and it's all going okay. So,
Do you know what you did to fix it?
yeah, I switched out the inputs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who knows? Tomorrow night I'll go on and the whole thing will be fucked up. Watch.
Hmm. It's a variable system
Yeah.
with 27,000 other people messing around with it.
Frustrates the crap out of me. But who knows? But you know what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to sign this off now, since you guys should go over and get ready to be on Jack's show,
Yep.
so he can have some people.
Yep.
But I thank you really for helping me out here. You were the people that were originally here tonight, with the exception of Alan, and I had to let you go. And at least we had a nice little discussion here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a bad little show.
Less stress for you tonight because you fixed your problem.
Well, hopefully. We don't know. Tomorrow night.
Guess we'll know tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Don't reboot the computer.
No, I know it isn't a matter of rebooting it or not rebooting it. I think I may have solved what the problem was. I think that for some reason Zoom didn't like this other camera being in there or something. It sometimes you just change something like this and it fixes it. Who knows? But
All
anyway,
right.
I want to thank you guys for having joined me here, and say goodbye to all of you. And
Okay.
goodbye to Alan and to Jeff and to Charlie, and thanks for this experiment. And all of you who are now watching to see how it's going. Tyson Acosta says, rock on. Anyway, we will continue to rock on. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you being here. And let me see here. Am I still? Yeah, I'm still. Yeah, I'm still there. I'm okay, and I'm in sync for the most part. Maybe a little off, but not anything terrible. And we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye, everybody.